no Cash App. Communist Canada has blocked Cash App. That's me.
Crazy mother. Yeah.
It's just Bernie.
Hey, Bernie, just like last week, huh?
Weekend at Bernie's.
All right. Welcome, everyone. Hope everyone's having a good day or better day than me, at least. So, YouTube has demonetized my main channel, Crypto Alchemist, with the excuse or reason that I am reusing other people's content without adding any context or original creation of my own, which is absolute garbage and BS because, we're co-creators. For one, and I only remix and republish my own streams and streams that I am a part of. Like I don't get it. Probably just an algorithm, hopefully the case. But yes, I gotta at some point I will be doing a 5-minute timed recording here or clip to make the video of what I will be presenting to YouTube as an appeal. But before we get into that, what up, Nathan? Good to see you. Mike, Alchemist, Ancient Library, William Schwandit, Ben, Call's Work, and yes, thank you, Sky's the Limit. So over on my BurnEye, Mine's Third Eye ScienceGuy channel, aka the backup one, that oops, it was loaded. Anyways, this channel right here, it still is monetized, but it's my much smaller one, and thus only a fraction of what I actually get or usually am donated on this channel, but we will see. And hopefully they don't also strike it. Maybe they striked the Crypto Alchemist channel because it has a lot of the exact same content as my BurnEye channel. Loading. Welcome, Lulu, Michael Adams, ORD. Oh, good to see Bob in the house. But yes, the other Bob Lazar account, I'm sure. Either way, good to see you. And yeah, for everyone asking about Cash App, no, Communist Canada does not allow Cash App. It is completely blocked. So even no friends of mine in Canada have Cash App because none of us can. Although I have to look into how to sidestep that and get some sort of what the heck are they called? Wow. Okay. It's a thing that reroutes your address to another country or IP address router, whatever the heck it is, that spoofs it. Anywho, one of those onto maybe a cellular device or something like that to make it look like it's in the VPN. Thank you, Bong Ripper. Get a VPN to actually see if it will allow me to then install the Cash App on a phone or on a tablet or something like that. And whoops, what? No. Okay, yes. Don't have that on screen. So back to what I do as a original creator and all the stuff that I do as a channel. First off, I do my own electrolysis experiments, and I have a couple of cameras where I have Bert and Ernie set up with some electrolysis and monoatomics in the background, and another camera of more of making monoatomics as well as saltwater batteries and nanomaterials and different experiments, also including hydrogen production from water and electricity. And this is all my own unique created content. And then to top that off, I also, I produce my part of the YouTube appeal is showing how I produce. So I do my live streams through the interface here of YouTube or StreamYard, and I am streaming to my main channel, youtube.com/@ Crypto Alchemist 369, as well as my second channel, youtube.com/@ BURNEYE BurnEye, and through this also multi-streaming to a few other channels and showing how I do editing. And the editing that could be getting me striked and getting me claimed that it's not original content is that this is, yes, absolutely my content. These are my streams or streams I've co-created with other channels that I go into afterwards. And then, for instance, Old Man Builds in the watching right now, Gerald, and others. So pieces of co-creators, presentations, and work, and then publish it where it gets published on multiple channels. And it's everybody's work because, well, we all co-created it. And that is how I do the lives and then edit, and then it multi-publishes to many different channels, depending on who was the co-creator. I only republish to my own channel and then the channel of the co-creator, as well as when live streaming, we co-create, we broadcast live, multi-streaming to all our channels. And that is just how it works. So demonetizing me is ridiculous on that aspect. And that this right here is how I do editing in StreamYard afterwards. All of these different marks in a 7-hour stream, showing different points where I've paused the video that I am replaying or reviewing, and then giving my own analysis. So
gas generator, you got gasoline.
So, and that was another
right
key
there,
thing. The third
showing
key thing Aaron
pause,
brings up is
and
the,
then I start speaking,
negative or
and
zero
I am reviewing a video anytime I have someone else's video playing. I do not just republish stuff, and then we do even panels where we're all talking while reviewing the different channels or different videos while in the live stream. We are actually, anytime we review a video, we are giving scientific analysis and discussion, not just reposting videos. And that is absolutely
laws that they don't even
insane
understand or
claim.
intentionally
I'm going to pause that there, and then I am going to also share, showing my two channels, that the Crypto Alchemist, and right, so my live streams, they're live streamed to multiple channels, but we're all on those specific shows. It's multi-paneled, it's co-creating. It's ridiculous to demonetize one. It just makes no sense. And then any videos that I then publish afterwards are clips of the live streams that we all created. Yes, tragically, only PayPal in Canada, or there is also, I have crypto wallets. I can accept Bitcoin, Solana, Cardano, XRP, XLM, Atom, BNB, Ethereum, and several others. But good reason to get into crypto because you can get it anywhere. But other than that, there's PayPal and not much else because Communist Canada blocks Cash App and the other one. But so I really am going to have to figure out how to. All right, sorry, got to make a marker there because I got off topic, and afterwards going back into StreamYard to re-edit this when I make the appeals video out of this. But let's just go over some of the videos that I do, right? Like, So yes, these are all taken edits out of past live streams that were multi-streamed at the time to the multiple people that were partaking in the streams. And as you can see, sometimes there's up to 10 different co-creator channels all discussing their different things, sharing our different experiments and work, working on anti-gravity, working on sustainable off-grid and on-grid reusable green energy, hydrogen, monoatomics, Ormus, structured water, colloidal waters, coils, all sorts of different coils, coils for generating energy, coils for generating good vibes, coils for generating anti-gravitic effects and rotation, and much more. This is the sort of research groups that we do together, and that it's such started, with APEC being one of the multi-stream live streams that we do twice a month, multi-streaming on the APEC channel, hosted by Tim Ventura, but also on my BurnEye channel, my Crypto Alchemist channel, and of course the Alien Scientist channel. And that I also do a lot of co-live streams with the Alien Scientist, Jeremy Reese, an amazing researcher and legend in anti-gravity and alternative propulsion. And networking all of us and getting it together, as well as shout out Andreas Zertis, another partner channel, co-create all the time, and that we multi-stream. And then afterwards, I will edit clips out of our co-created work and publish them to all of the channels. It is not publishing others' work, it's our own works. All right, yeah, as well as Old Man Build, shout out Nathan, and also Ben Fish and TV, and Gerald, as well as Jeremiah Pop, and of course Faraday Research, Mike, another one that co-creates, doing weekly Free Energy Friday League of Extraordinary Inventors co-streams, and then edits, and then publishing the different presentations of every guest's work, and that absolutely ridiculous to be demonetized, and that between my two channels, I do try and intentionally will make half of the videos like members only on one channel, and then publish the same video publicly on the other channel, and then vice versa, just to make sure that it's not all the same content, as well as then doing separate lives from time to time from my phone, and only doing live multi-streams from other co-producers' channels to just one of my channels, or the other, not always doing to both, so that there is original content on each that I am always a co-creator of and making, and every reason to be monetized. And that the shorts that I then publish, yes, they get published to all the different channels that were a guest or co-creating on the panels of the episode that we had on, such as, Wandering Wolf, Michael Collins, Julia Kamen, Hans Dietrich, Walter Bosley, Joseph Farrell short I did there, of course, Ashton Forbes, of course, Jeremy Reese, of course, Tim Ventura. Anywho, shout out Mindful Exposures, Sister Ezra, lovely soul that made this right
You
here.
crazy mother. Yeah.
It's just Bernie!
Hey, Bernie, just like last week, huh?
Weekend at Bernie's.
All right. So another part of what I do often is I will change the backgrounds while doing live streams just for different segments, like then, put up the science of sound and then change the topic or present something slightly different. And then afterwards, go into the StreamYard editing and edit that portion of the specific topic stream that I was doing and covering, like the science of sound here, and then I will republish it to the channels involved as the science of sound episode. But then somehow they are claiming that is not original material, and it makes no sense. Another thing I do is, as an alchemist, I've been discovering more and more the hidden ancient high technologies, lies, rewriting of history, which then makes me look into all sorts of alternative history. And one of the main discoveries that I myself have been making on the ground, going to in southern Alberta, the Medicine Hat Badlands Guardian faces that I've got up on screen right now, that these are giant faces from the sky that I discovered are covered with terraces. And the research of and discoveries of Arthur Ferrum and the geoglyph sites that are contained within the Medicine Hat Badland Guardians, and that this is, some of my original content and original research, where I even go out doing the boots on the ground work. And just to show, that's another part of the original content that I create. And we will go back to this and show. Oh, did it close? No, sorry, here we go. Just clicked the wrong video. Back to Crypto Alchemist channel. That is my main channel that has been demonetized and unjustly, I believe, and I'm trying to prove right here. And what I am going to show is, right. So I do lots of hiking, and then here's videos of my original pictures of hikes that I do. But that was not what I was going to show. What I was looking for are such things as the original videos that I take and upload just to one channel or the other. This one of my lovely girlfriend Amber feeding the chipmunks at the Okotoks giant erratic rock, and that this is original content that I created, that I recorded, that I travel and do, and that is on no other channels but my own, and that you can look for, you can find them throughout my uploaded videos. So to claim, oh look, there's Bernie, clearly Bernie uploading from beautiful waterfalls right there, Lunbrick Falls, Crow's Nest Pass, and I was there. Amazing. But on top of that, in the Okotoks Erratic, my original on-site footage, boots on the ground sites that I go hiking and exploring, and this all deserves my apologies. I hit the wrong button there. And also, for the time being, they have still my or my not my main channel, Crypto Alchemist, demonetized, but my backup channel, BurnEye, still is monetized. Thank God, but for this month, that doesn't help me as the main donations were all on Crypto Alchemist, as well as the views, right? Like, the views on my backup channel are exponentially less than the views on my main channel, that for some reason has been stuck at 9,350 subscribers, up to 904 or 9,400, back and forth for 2 years for some strange reason. I don't know. But point being, through YouTube, I still can get donations on my backup BurnEye channel. That, oh, did I think I was sharing something and I was not? All right. Meant to be sharing here. And my backup channel, BurnEye, still can be monetized, or still is monetized. Thank God for the time being. If you want to donate through that, and Sky the Limit, $1.99 super sticker, greatly appreciated. Everything helps. All right, to my current woes in my life. So I'm gonna have to be taking a step back here for a bit. I have to get myself a full-time job. Regardless, because I am way behind on my bills. My 2 part-time jobs have not been getting me any work. My truck transmission has broken down. And also, I am in the process of fully tapering down and plan to taper off of, or just finally stop taking fully, the Suboxone that I am still on, but I'm down to just 1.5 milligrams a day. That is only 3/4 of the smallest Suboxone pill they make, which from the height of the prescriptions that I was giving and taking of 1880 milligram oxys a day, where like that should have killed me, but thank God it did not. So I could, fulfill the journey, and I have to do that and go through the absolute hell, physical hell and sickness that the even longer half-life of Suboxone, which they try to claim, oh, it's just a cure, you're off of opiates now, but it's like, no, it's like the strongest chemical opiate, even though it doesn't get you high whatsoever, which is good because that gives you the ability to retrain your brain from the absolutely insane, was it dopamine that the Oxycontin gives you, and so there's codeine, which is the weakest, then morphine, I believe, and then heroin, and then Oxycontin stronger than the heroin, and then the fentanyl is stronger than the Oxycontin, and all on exponential levels. It's absolutely insane that they prescribe it to people, and that I was prescribed so much of it for so long, which permanently, well, it's a process to get off it. We will just say that. And in that process, I will be going through absolute hell where I will be shitting liquid for probably about 2 weeks. It will also be puking vile nonstop for that time, where your skin is crawling, you cannot sleep, you cannot eat, and you just want to rip yourself apart as your body fully detoxes from the opiates that it has been chemically bonded and addicted to. Myself now, it's been like 20 years pretty much since the first time a former WWF wrestler gave me my first one when I was still 17, but he's still alive, so I'm not going to name names or do anything of the sort like that. Point being, the doctors prescribed me ridiculous amounts after, and I never, oh God, every time it was just sold as this miracle thing, and it is the exact opposite, right? It's a lifelong thing. Yeah, it's crazy. It literally every day gets a little bit better, but it's still hell from it's you unless you've been through it, there's no way to understand it, and I don't recommend going through it, as I wouldn't wish opiates or opiate withdrawal on my worst enemies. It's just the absolute worst. It's literally the devil's Skittles. It's yeah, but for the sake of education and prevention, and also, to further my own case, because I'm part of the Purdue class action lawsuit, and originally, like 6 years ago or 8 years ago, whenever I joined, a long time ago now, they're like, oh, you'll get 100,000 with how bad you've been fucked at least. And it's like, now you do the math, and it's like, I'll be lucky if I get 2,000, and it's just a fucking joke. But for the sake of saving lives, I will maybe, document the worst of going through the withdrawal, but I will definitely, might be gone for a few weeks from posting much and scheduling many things when this happens. And it's a balance between being able to do that and also having to get a full-time job, which, I got to either keep on the Suboxone while getting a job to start working hours to pay off my back rent here and get the money before and then do it, or hopefully somehow some miracle of an angel investor or donation or something, but I don't know. Who knows how the universe goes, but I might just try to come off it immediately, sooner than later, and then just figure it out in a month. I don't know. We'll keep you posted on that. Either way, you'll see it. And as part of it, it's like, so I've been on Suboxone for 5 years now, and it was like, they originally put me on 8 milligrams of it, and then in the first couple weeks, I cut down to 6 milligrams, and then was on 6 milligrams straight for the last 4.5 years, and it's like, what the F, like that. The stuff still messes me up, makes you tired, all sorts of stuff. Got just time to get completely off this shit. And that in the last month now, I first cut 2 milligrams out down to 4 milligrams, and then over the last couple weeks, I cut 4 milligrams down to 2 milligrams, and over the last few days, cut the 2 milligrams down to 1.5, and that is actually a lot of, that's 66%, almost 75, something like that, of what I was taking for the last 5 years. So it has been a decent stress on my body. That's why I've been, out of energy and drained and not doing as many interviews as I would have liked to and all of that. But it's that I am committed to getting off of this shit, and that's the main driving force. My girlfriend Amber, amazing soul, and that she went out to the cabin with her mom. I think it's in August, beginning of August, and forgot her meds and just decided to do the withdrawal. And she was on 8 milligrams a day, and she went through it, but it was absolute fucking hell. And she's been off it completely now for a month and a half, a full month. It was 31 days, a full month on the day her father died, which was 5 days ago now. So it's just been an absolute shit show in my personal life, but we're rebuilding ourselves and doing the better of getting off the fucking opiates, and Amber has already succeeded with it, and the universe rewarded her with her father dying, and it's just been ridiculous. But since she was unemployed for the last 2 months, that she decided to, as another reason to go through with it, and it's just like, so that is why I am also still unemployed. I just need to do it, get off of it, and then get employment. But it's like, holy fuck, my truck's fucked, can't even drive. It's just been rough. It's been pretty fucking rough summer, if I'm being honest. Yeah. To top it all off, why I haven't really covered cryptocurrency is this one really stings, hurts. I traumatized myself at the very bottom of the crash with Sam Bankman fraud. I was like actually doing decent. Like, yes, the fucking value had crashed, but I was doing day buying and trading and stuff, and like actually accumulating my Solana a bit. I was up to 35 Solana, and I thought I had like bought back in, but no, I sold it at the lowest, and I thought I had bought back in at the lowest, but no, I only sold it at the lowest. So I sold my Solana for like $13 or $14 US, and then I checked it a few months later, and I had not, and I was quite depressed for a while. And it's like Solana is up to, at least I think it's around 130 US right now, so that's a 10x fucking loss I fucked myself out of, which just anywho, you got to get back into crypto. Got to get back into it because it's doing better now, and it's a good way to be able to send money without all of the corporation and government's hands in it. Yes, fasting is helpful. You go through quite the fast while going through the detox, let me tell you. Not necessarily by choice, but this is how it goes. All right, did I cover everything I was supposed to? Let's see. This is the official thing. Oh, no. Earn on YouTube. All right. Submit and appeal. Reused content. Content is not clearly an original creation of this channel, but yet I have shown that it is a original content of this channel, that here I am anytime, but I'm also co-creating with many other channels. So we're multi-streaming to many channels. Then I make edits, and then I'll be like, oop, boop, cut this little segment out. And then I'll go like, oop, out of this 7-hour live stream where we reviewed 2 videos that were a total of 3 hours long. One was 1 hour, one was 2 hours. And this stream was 7 hours because we were pausing, giving context, discussing, and going over things. Like, it's just absolute. See, like Gerald there presenting some context. We're reviewing 40-year-old whiteboard notes and then giving our own updated technologies. Everyone is sharing. And then it's like, oh, okay. So then you got a segment. And then it's like I republish, but to only whose it was relevant. So this one, it's like, I would go to Facebook's, and then it's like it was Gerald's, and then I'd put it on mine as well, and then I'd enter the stuff out and go boom like that. And it is content that is from the original stream that we did, and that is how I make the reused content, which is ridiculous, YouTube. So please do reinstate me, because it is all content that is co-created, that I have co-created, that is all original stuff, original science. And original science I do: electrolysis, electrochemistry, monoatomic making. The jar on the right side there, you can see, is at the bottom collecting a bunch of monoatomic silver. It's a full moon today, thus I make this silver on this day. It has some sort of correlation connection that on a full moon, a lot more silver is monoatomic silver is produced, and on an empty moon, there's barely any that's produced. It's quite fascinating how it is attached to the cycle of the moon. That's a discovery I made myself through experimentation and verifying the ancient alchemists labeling the metal silver to the moon, and there actually being physical property connections to the cycle of the moon and that metal's production rate. Yeah. Hello. Come on, YouTube. How can you demonetize me? Ridiculous. All right, something else. Then there's Bob Greenier, the amazing Dr. Bob Greenier, Martin Fleischmann Memorial Project, and that's on an APEC conference that I co-host with, Alt Propulsion, APEC. We've even got NASA's head of alternative propulsion presenting, coming on, as well as Old Man Builds, Nathan and Gerald, channels that I co-create with lots of the content. Alien Scientists co-create lots of the content with, all multi-stream APEC, and all produce in APEC. And what we're working on, alternative propulsion, like that is the definition of what the system supposedly needs and wants, and is donating trillions of dollars trying to force us to get electric cars and solar panels that all break down and are inefficient, and that we are working on much better things, and you're demonetizing us when we're just trying to make the world a better place. And it doesn't make sense. So please reinstate my, see, like right here on first video that was there, lab update, friend of science. There's Bernie and Jeremy together because we multi-stream. Thus, it appears on both our channels, but we're both in the shows. That's how she goes. And then see Andreas Zerdis channel. We co-create stuff, and then I will make the shorts myself and publish to my channels as well as Zerdis's that he is on, but only ones that he is also on. You can see Zerdis's face in the ones that I published to his channel that involved him as well as my own. No reason to demonetize. We all are in that original content that we made. Same with the ones that published on some on Old Man Builds on Nathan's channel, right? Like, oh, I made that short. We were all in it. But then all these channels make their own stuff too. So it's all original stuff, and none of the channels have exactly the same content. Ridiculous to be demonetizing us. We're just co-creating and all sharing the same stuff to our channels that we created. Oh, Ashton, I wish, and you're like the 10th person to ask that. Communist Canada does not allow Cash App or the other one, they block it. Freaking PayPal and cryptocurrency are the only things that work. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous, but Canada blocks it. I have to figure out how to get a VPN to just create a Cash App. See if somehow to get a VPN onto a phone or tablet that then allows it to install the Cash App and get it, because it's freaking stupid. Yeah. But shout out to good Ashton Forbes. Amazing work and disclosure work that you do, my friend, and are pushing, and I freaking love it. Right? It seems many Americans' PayPals don't work, and then freaking Canada, it's like they banned the Cash App and that other one. What's the other one? There's another one, but doesn't even matter because I don't have it. So why I got demonetized was because I co-create with other channels so much. For some reason, it's so stupid. It's most likely they striked it because we all multi-stream our lives to every channel that has the people in it. Thus, we all made it, so it's all our original content. So how the heck can you be claiming it's not our original content? Like, just it's ridiculous. And then not just that, so yes, 70-80% of the content that I make is other channel, me and another channel that's multi-streaming, starting out with Leak Project. Here's Walter Bosley, where I'm doing the presentation on the Montana megaliths, right? I look into a lot of alternative history stuff, and as well as fringe science. And then, I also go out and try to record music, and just to one channel, not both. And it's like certain channels get certain content, and the other channel gets some of the other content. And then, yes, my BurnEye channel and my Crypto Alchemist channel have, a lot of the same stuff, but it's all me making it. It's all my content. Makes no sense. Look at this, where, hey, here I am. Here's my original video exploring Writing on Stone, UNESCO Park, which I believe is pre-cataclysm, most likely geopolymer sandstone builds, and was definitely inhabited multiple times, re-inhabited by the indigenous natives, and that it looks identical to Cappadocia, where it's underground tunnel cave living to this day in Turkey. as well as very similar stuff in Iran. Oh, bless your soul, Ashton. That's everything helps, and thank you, sir. And I got to give a shout out also to Ashton. You mentioned me the other day in your stream, and that recommended subscribers help, and one of them sent me $100 American, which helped, and putting that towards my back rent. So I only need to come up with like 500 more. But I. Oh God, I don't know. Universe will hopefully provide. Anywho, and I gotta freaking find work. Fucked. Stuck in that issue of do you detox? Do you get a job? Detox, like, gotta apply for jobs first, anyways. Either way. But yes, look at this. This is my original footage of writing on stone, and look at it. Like, it's so suspect. It's got to be pre-cataclysm. Looks like Egypt. Looks like Iran. Looks like Turkey. Looks like lots of sandstone megalithic blocks. Looks like lots of carvings. The biggest BS is they claim that birds made all of these holes, yet you never find a single bird in any of them. They claim it's done by swallows. And later on in either this video or another one that I took and have uploaded to my channel, so I upload half of my videos to the Crypto Alchemist channel, like that are original like this, and then the other half to my BurnEye channel, so that it splits the content between the two, and thus sometimes I struggle to find what video is on what channel to play on the moment. But as I'm pausing this in this one, you can see lots of what looks like blocks and stuff, and that they're in symmetrical lines, the holes. But in another video, I will show the swallows. Maybe that's actually swallow nests right there. But they're built on the outside with mud and holes in. Never is it chipped or buried into the rock. They do not go into the rock. They use mud and build off of the rock cliff faces. So to claim that the swallows made those holes, 100% incorrect. Yeah. Sorry, no, that wasn't on that scene, Swallow Nest, but by the river, there's a whole bunch. Look at how suspect this is. Out straight sandstone megalithic blocks, and on them you have these thousands of year old petroglyphs, and like it's straight blocks. Like they're polygonal megalithic sandstone blocks with thousands of year old petroglyphs on them. Right, and that there, my original boots on the ground recordings. Yeah, so I don't see how the heck you can demonetize me. And then it's like, all right, so here's pictures. I'm going over doing a stream of more original photos that I've taken of what looks like a pyramid in southern Alberta. Look at this. It looks like a megalithic pyramid, and these are my original photos in my original video. So I don't know how the heck you can claim that I make stuff that is just others recycled stuff. It's so insane. Please reinstate my monetization, YouTube, and just ridiculous. Okay. What else was I gonna do? What was I gonna cover? Oh wow, we've been going for almost a full hour now. Shout out Benefish TV. Yes, it is definitely our common problem, but the common problem is that we are all under this corporate kleptocracy, totalitarian, communist, and fascist simultaneously system of oppression and structure that is currently in the process of collapse, but only in the early stages. And yeah, we need to figure out how to finish the transition into a better world, and that's why we're working on these free energies and anti-gravities and potential medicate like health improvement things, but we don't cover health improvement or anything health advice on this channel ever. But there's the science of stuff that we discover that could be down the road, but we're not encouraging or endorsing it in any way. We're just doing the advancement of science that could have major health benefits in breakthrough technology in the future. That's something everybody wants. Like, you got to be insane if you don't want breakthroughs in health technology for humanity. Unless you're genocidal against humanity, I don't know. What else? Okay, so then, yeah, lots of different interviews with all sorts of different channels, and then I will edit them in the StreamYard and republish them with just certain presentations, because, in an 8-hour stream, not everybody's going to want to watch freaking 8 hours. So what I do is I go and I'll be like, Phil Bouchard's presentation, Michael Boyd's presentation, Mike at Faraday Research's presentation, Bennett Benefits TV's presentation, Mike at Mike Does presentation, Lulu presentation, right? Nathan and Gerald. So as well as my own. So I'll chop up that 7 or 8 hour video into 9 or 10, 20-minute to hour video segments, and then republish them on my own channel, and then on lots of times on the channel of the presenter, so they have their presentation that they did on a program of the fringe science and the real science and the year of the coil and the builder workshops and the APEC and essentially burn breakthrough energy research network. All right, that is what I've been working on launching and would like to launch: the Burn online conference, the Breakthrough Energy Research Network conference, and based off of APEC and everything we've been doing, turn these fringe science streams, real science streams, and workshops into the Burn conference and much more, and expanding it all. And YouTube, how could you be against this and demonetize, bringing together all these beautiful, lovely minds and the attempted advance of technology and breakthrough science? That's what I'm about. That's what Crypto Alchemist is about. That's what BurnEye, Mind's Third Eye, ScienceGuy is about. My 2 channels, and that yes, there is a lot of the same stuff that gets published, but then there's a lot of stuff that is unique to each channel as well, out of my 2 channels, and that you demonetized my larger channel. If anything, it should have been my smaller channel that was demonetized, and that needs to be fixed. It's not right, and both my channels should be monetized. And in fact, you should return my 3rd channel, Bernard Conkin, my first channel that was taken away from me 2 or 3 years ago now, when I posted the link to join the live stream in the live chat, and some sicko joined, and I had looked away for a moment while he joined, and he had pretended to be a different person that was like a regular on my channel, and it was some weirdo sicko that flashed their little tiny unit for 10 seconds before I saw it and kicked them off, and it was 12 hours into a 24-hour stream, and they deleted my channel for that. Just ridiculous. There was thousands of hours, if not tens of thousands of hours, of original science and interviews on that channel, and it got deleted because some Southeast Asian weirdo pervert used a link and hid his identity as someone else and exposed himself for 10 seconds in the middle of a 24-hour stream that was all science. Just ridiculous. And still, my Bernard Conkin channel refused to have that reinstated. I don't know why. Yeah. Look at all the original content that I co-create with other YouTube creators and that we co-stream, right? Because we're co-creating. We're all part of making it together. Thus, it's all our content, YouTube, and we all have the right to have it on our channels. Okay, it's ridiculous to demonetize anybody for sharing their same stuff that they have made together. Like, come on. And my own channel, my Science of Sound series, my Year of the Coil series, my Real Science series, my Alchemist series, like all my original content. And this is ridiculous. Look at all of my good work. My Woo Woo Wednesday series with Hans Dietrich and Julia Kamen. Julia taking the whole summer off. Hope she is well. I will have Hans back on very soon. Also been talking to Alien Carvings. Going to have that Mike and his Mexican parts back on very soon. These right here. Mike, of course, great stuff. We're also going to have Tartarian Truth as well as Ancient Historia Luke. Shout out to both of them. We're working on scheduling another joint stream together very soon, as well as my God, there's so many. I still need to get Kevin Hay on and have that conversation on Ormus and Vancouver Island Ormus work that he's done, as well as in his alternate propulsion work. I also need to do the stream covering Eric Hecker's work and Dutch senses and all of that stuff, as well as Ashton. Hopefully soon we can do another Free Energy Friday together and get Gerald and Nathan and Mike all on with you. And if you'd be up for that, as they have major breakthroughs in free energy over Unity and the systems they're building, as well as anti-gravity. And like your audience is intelligent and can appreciate the real science and real technological development that these men are doing, as well as Gemma Pop, of course, and the rest of the group and crew. Too many to name off the top of my head. I'd also like to get Bob Greenyer back on very soon. And Mehran Keshi of the KFSSI, my original inspiration into the monatomic electrolysis, what he calls GANS, gas, atom, nano, solid state material, fourth plasma solid state of metal elements, and that it is an isotope of the atomic elements in a solid dust plasma state, aka dust. You wonder what they actually know in his dark materials. Okay, what else to cover? I desperately need to also put in the time to figure out, but I also need the money to get the monetized accounts with X, with Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Rumble to be able to monetize with them. It's fucked. It's like I have enough subscribers, enough views that it's worth it to monetize, but it's still like you gotta put in $5 or $10 each month, which adds up to like $200 with the two of each of those accounts that I have. That should break even, but it's so much. and it needs to get done. But my truck broke down, and my work hasn't had jobs, and I need to detox. So, fuck my life. Yeah. And he monetized me on my main channel. But my BurnEye channel is still monetized, so if you wish to super chat me through YouTube, I can receive super chats through YouTube. But being in Canada, YouTube takes 33%, the American government takes 33%. So anything I get on YouTube, there's already 66% gone before I receive anything. Man, it's insane. This is life. I need to start covering crypto more and the ones that people can make real money on, and that I was making some money on before I stopped paying attention and thought I had bought it back in and had not. But I still have a decent amount in there that I actually need to figure out, recover, and do stuff with. My God. That's some work and stories and adventure that'll all be on its own. Altcoins pumping. Interesting. That means it might be up. All right. What the hell else was it going to do? Yeah. Oh, that was interview 1. No. Interview 2. 2 of the biggest, well, I believe the biggest disclosure through exposure of technology, Eric Hecker, as well as Dutch Sense and his earthquake forecasting and following of all of the observation satellites for his earthquake forecasting technique that he did, catching the pulses from Antarctica for the Christchurch earthquake in New Zealand, and then the same time that Eric Hecker was down there and claims to have witnessed firsthand experience being told by the people operating the earthquake machine there that they had just accidentally destroyed Christchurch, New Zealand. That they verify each other's stories is epic, and that is what I'm looking to play for a minute. If I could find it, look at all of the different epic subjects I've covered, the different original research and joint interviews and presentations that we've done. Shout out EBT, many joint streams with my man EBT and the Drew World Order. Awesome brothers, good channels. Of course, Certus, of course, Jeremy Reese, of course, Hans Dietrich. Shout out David Stig, another great one. And Sal Pius right here, like Sal Pius, Jeremy Reese, Dave Ross, I believe, was on this one. Epic stuff. I was honored to be a part of this. Honored to be a part of this legendary interview with the U.S. Navy and Space Force patent owner of the patents that are essentially the Tic Tac orb UFOs, or at least the technology of the patents on how to make it, the drives, I guess, or something or the physics, I guess, and how it works, I believe. Sal Pius, absolute legend and academic genius amongst so many, just like Dave Rossi, just like everybody there, Jared Yates, Dave Chester, Michael Perrone, Exotic Propulsion, Jeremy Reese, and even Memes of Destruction. Very, very intelligent individual. So much original co-produced, co-streamed, co-created interviews, science, real science, and excellent educational and entertainment simultaneously while working on breakthrough technology and discoveries in ancient history and future technologies. All original work by BurnEye with all of these other amazing people and the co-created content we make and I publish. Is this one that I want to play? Or is this one that is just... Oh, I believe this is the one. All right. So, where I brought Eric Hecker and Dutch Sense together. Oh, no. This was supposed to be part 2 that still needs to happen, that I'm still trying to put together of Eric Hecker and Dutch Sense part 2. But this one I had it lined up. Dutch didn't show, sadly, but I made sure that there was others like alien scientist Jeremy Reese, Jeremiah Pop, myself, and that we did an amazing interview with Eric Hecker. Oh. And yeah, we'll play a little bit of this for a minute. Oh, wait. No, we won't on that channel because that screen, because you won't get the sound. So, let's see. We want to share this screen. Oh, don't have it there. Oh, maybe. Will it allow it now? Well, will we get sound? Let me know if you get sound. Let me know if you All right, so right now I'm playing my own original content, and I'm still pausing it to give context to something that I have already recorded and played. That's already my own content that I've already made. That's already, brought a whole bunch of people together talking real science in here, and the disclosure of the discoveries Eric Hecker made while working at the South Pole Station at the ice cube neutrino detector, and the discoveries that it is most likely in faster than light and off world communication device, and at the very least for monitoring such things as potential extraterrestrial communication and or breakaway civilization or black ops projects or all of the above, and also the potential use of it as a earthquake causing generating side effect of something that they did with it. Earthquake by accident. And here Eric Hecker is going into a bit of the science of how this ice cube neutrino detector grid system there can be used as such in the scientific means behind it with Jeremiah and Jeremy and myself. So I'm going to play a little bit more of it. So I pause it again, just give a little bit more context for a minute, as I always do when playing videos, even when they're my own past content, and giving context, but always every time when playing someone else's science videos that we're reviewing and learning from, and absolute fair use, and also meeting the requirements within the YouTube usage and monetization, content creation guidelines and rules. Um, all right. As I also would like to demonstrate here, another thing that I will often do while playing and reviewing my own past streams, while doing the watch party reviews of them, is uh, put a live demonstration of electrolysis reactions that are ongoing, um, live science, my own live experiments, and I will, put them up where it records, so I can do long time lapse videos throughout listening, reviewing other of my own content ongoing. So we're going to listen to a few more minutes of this while we watch electrolysis. Yeah, y'all can't hear the sound, but y'all can't hear the sound. All right, so it didn't share the sound, did it? Okay, well, look at that. So right there, that was just original content of looking at my experiments. Well, I guess watching them mouth talk, but hold on. I will reload this in a different browser, and we will get it to work. My apologies there. My bad. Right. Let's get this looted. Thank you, Greg Chase. There we go. Right here. Oh, no. How far in are we? Yeah. There we go. Probably right around there.
That representation that I did with him, and that was me in the generator room. These are just regular cat generators, which are certainly not that powerful.
You mean Stephen of Disclosure Project, the guy,
All right.
the doctor?
Yes, sir.
So you did an interview with him a couple months ago, right? I think
I interviewed with him. I guess it was maybe like a year or so ago. But more recently, I was in Washington D.C. for his. I guess it was the Disclosure 2.0 event with the National Press Club, and then alongside that, I went and spoke to the. I guess you would call them the Department of Defense's arm. I think they were going by the Senate Intelligence Committee, as well as this new faction called AARO, AARO. And I had long conversations with them about everything that I knew and my experiences. And it went extremely well. I was told by the folks at AARO that they told me you should pat yourself on your back for what you did. They said, just so that you know, the information that you have given us, we're taking extremely seriously. They said everything that you said is getting put into the National Archives and is getting expedited to Congress. The science officer that they had, he and I had amazing conversations. The other people in the room, I have great respect for their efforts, but they didn't really understand a lot of what I was saying until the science officer interpreted it for them. But he understood everything that I was getting at, and was like a kid in the candy store when he was picking my brain with questions. There was a lot of stuff that they suspected was actually going on, but they didn't have any corroboration. So they were very happy that I was able to corroborate things for them. I went in there with documentation. I went in there with maps. I literally laid everything down on the conference room table in a SCIF, which is a secret compartmented information facility. This was some really high-end security. I mean, we got patted down. We got frisked. We got wanded. We went through it was like the opening scene of Get Smart with locked doors and things like that. One second you look like you're in a random, normal office building, and next thing you know, we're in probably one of the most top secret facilities I've ever seen. And I've been in quite a few. I would have previous experience in the submarine service and understanding these protocols, and this was off the wall.
So what's interesting is that you went down, testified with this information to AARO, and and you brought this out. So if you were lying and hoaxing and making this up, they could charge you with perjury, right, for giving that testimony.
They absolutely. I could be in a lot of trouble if what I said was fraudulent.
In fact, what you said, like Jeremy says there, not only would they charge you for perjury, they wouldn't even let you testify. You would be immediately locked up.
I was just about to say, they probably wouldn't have let me out of that room. That was a gamble. I took a big risk going to Washington, D.C. They could have shot me in the head for all I knew. I had no idea how this was going to turn out. I was literally going to Washington, D.C. to testify against the government and its factions.
And our prayers remain with you, vigilant forever, Eric, for your courage, bravery, and just straight up real manhood of, working a year at the South Pole, experiencing what you did. You also now work up in Alaska. You've gone as far up as 76° north, I believe it is too.
I believe so. I've been as far north as Barrow, Alaska.
Right. So live in both extremes and stepping up to the plate of exposing these like international potential like war crimes and hidden technology, suppressed technologies, and just potential evil shit, as well as off-world potential stuff, reality that's going on, and this technological break that has allowed it, and that filling us. What the goal of today is trying to fill the gap of the understanding of that technology, of this equipment you've experienced, you've worked on firsthand, and the technicalities of what Jeremy and Jeremiah here and Gerald know.
Yeah, I wanted to ask some questions about how the DOMs are configured in terms of when they're transmitting. Are they sequentially fired? Do they try to individuate them in groups so that the signal clarity is a lot higher and they're not interfering with each other?
I wouldn't know the answer to that question, but I would suggest that just what I know of phased array systems in general, all of the above is available to them.
Because here's the thing about phase conjugation and a phased array. Obviously, the destruction that happened in Christchurch, New Zealand, was pretty incredible. And as far as how this Antarctic station or how this South Pole station ended up creating this accidental earthquake would have all had to do with the firing order of these waves. See, if they say fire them from right to left, it's going to pretty much just create a wave that shoots straight off one side and will exit out into the atmosphere and not cause any problems. If they fire them all sequentially from top to the bottom, it's going to create a beam of interference that will go straight through the earth down to the core and right out the other side as it deviates. So it seems like it must be the way that they were sequencing the transmission, and it happened to end up, right here in Christchurch.
Mm-hmm. I would agree with you. I mean, that's my understanding of how phased array transmitters can function. I just don't want to overstep my experiences that I was never given that level of clarification on this specific device.
Yeah, this sounds interesting, but how do you tune it to like certain? I have so many questions about the science of that.
I can explain
how you tune it and what did happen. I will communicate on that one. It's just like when you build a brand new gun. At some point, you aim at the bullseye, you pull the trigger, and you see how close to the bullseye you are. And that's what was communicated to me. Was they were literally just firing it up to fire it up. And they were aiming for something which I was told apparently wasn't Christchurch. So that's how you tune it up, is you turn it on and you pull the trigger. And that's what they did twice and accidentally hit Christchurch.
I'll get back to that in just a moment. So I have this thing up. You mentioned about getting patted down in surveillance equipment before going into the skiff.
Yep.
Well, it turns out the CIA has a program they're working on to get around that that particular problem of being searched and having your surveillance equipment confiscated prior to going into a skiff. So they're working on a way to weave tiny cameras into the threads of clothing in a project aptly titled Smart E-Pants. So go check that out. That's the name of the project. It's a CIA project called Smart E-Pants, and they're working on a way around that so they can even get cameras inside of skiffs.
Well, I will just say that in the grant, it's funny that you're saying this. I'm not going to mention which one of the two facilities, so I'll just keep both of them guessing. But let's just say that there was a breach of protocols and the security of their perimeter that they goofed on.
So let me just show this real quick. So this is going to give a basic idea about a phased array. And if we take a quick look here, here's a concept of a controller. So you have these phase shifters, and if you fire these in a certain phase, you'll get the combined wavefront. So this is what we're calling that phase coherence or phase conjugation zone. And this will allow you to steer where this
negative. This is, well, currently I'm just playing a little replay of one of the interviews I arranged and did with Eric Hecker. This one was with alien scientist Jeremy Reese, Jeremiah Pop, Exotic Propulsion. A couple other guests joined a little bit later on, but It was supposed to be with Dutch Sense again, and the second interview with them. Still trying to put that together. Hopefully, Dutch reaches out soon, and we're able to make that. Yeah, I got demonetized. They claim that my content is not original, and I'm just doing a stream demonstrating that it is, and playing some important recap right now of past streams, while also doing, and shout out to Elkman, another co-creator I work with, and I actually was editing and republished a video that will be premiering on my channel soon. That, you know, this is why they demonetized me, because I'm republishing portions of past presentations of, well, like this one will be with my friend Elkman and myself, where we cover the Grand Canyon and the different temples and ridiculous megastructures that appear to make up the Grand Canyon Pyramid Temple complex, including Solomon's Temple, Isis Temple, Temple of Ra. There's so many. But anywho, you'll have to watch it to get all of it, and it's coming out soon. All right, back to a little bit of Eric Hecker and explaining the ice cube neutrino detector and how it generates earthquakes.
This beam ends up. So especially in the case of these using scalar potentials instead of, say, a normal EM radio transmission that would get completely eaten up inside the ice.
Schedule something together.
This could be scary to any point on the globe, realistically, and the only thing that matters is the attenuation, or how much the signal is lost.
Wow, really phased array. That's why there's so many of them, and in a phased array, it can be weaponized and turned into...
Boom! Right there. Jeremiah Pop, I brought together, because he knows the science better than anyone, with Jeremy Reese, also understands the science, and Eric Hecker, who had the experience and is doing the disclosure. And Jeremiah Pop explains how it works. Jeremy Reese understands, gets it, and they're verifying Eric Hecker's story right here.
Into a weapon.
And from what I understood, it was an accident. Like, they weren't trying to create an earthquake. If I understood correctly, it just happened to be that they got the signal just right, and the geological conditions there couldn't take it.
I believe they were actually trying to hit something with an earthquake, just not Christchurch.
Oh, okay, that makes the story quite a bit different, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, this is by design a weapon. It is blatantly a weapon. They were testing its weaponized capacity when they misfired, is all.
Well, the problem with, applying normal physics to that diagram that Jeremiah just showed us is that that's just assuming you have a medium with a constant density, you know, a constant coefficient of wave transfer and energy transfer.
Right.
But
I'm going to say,
ocean and geological structure, we don't have that. We have all kinds of varying densities and materials. So if you try to aim it with that, it might get diverted and go different places.
If you're gonna try to engage this conversation exclusively with the standard model of physics, you're going to have great difficulty absorbing the direction that we're going, because this is all beyond standard model physics.
Man, where's Notch's sense when you need him, man? He's got a whole bunch of videos talking about all this kind of stuff, you know?
Yeah, I mean, the standard model of physics is just our current understanding. It's not the limits of actual reality. So if there are folks that have a greater understanding of physics that exceeds the standard model, well, then they're operating from a privileged position, and we're in the dark. And that's what I'm trying to do here, is pull the veil back and let everybody know that there are factions that are operating outside the standard model of physics. They already know this stuff. Academia gets information disseminated to it at a snail's pace compared to the projects and the financiers that are paying for it. You think the billionaires that are investing in this stuff don't get their intel returned to them immediately? You think that they're going to disseminate that information before they make decades worth of profits off of it?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but this not a form of high-end interferometry?
Absolutely
That's exactly
is.
What it is. That's exactly what it is. And so here's one thing that people might have misunderstood. If you try to transmit electromagnetic waves like HARP here, HARP uses a well-known technique of phased array antenna structures that's been around since Tesla's time, and he figured this out. So these will aim upwards and they'll reflect off the ground, and they can point the beam coherence angle pretty much anywhere within about 160-degree range. And multiple stations at different locations around the globe can actually synchronize together if they bounce off the ionosphere using the same technique the ham radio guys use to transmit signals over huge distances. But the difference with
all right, so pausing it again, because that's what I do even when replaying my own past content, and that's why I fully fit within the YouTube monetization guidelines and why I should get my monetization back. And why I've been playing this video, one, I still need to do the full stream covering from the beginning of the story of Eric Hecker and Dutch Sense and bringing them together and the evidence of the Christchurch earthquake and all of it. But this was a major portion of that story, and it was supposed to be episode 2 with Dutch and Eric. Sadly, Dutch wasn't able to make it, but that's how good of a podcaster scheduler that I am, that I made sure that even though if Dutch wasn't there, I didn't have Eric, by himself, that I still had a full team of Jeremy, the alien scientist, of Jeremiah Pop, Exotic Propulsions, joined the technicians, and also Gerald there, WPG Enlightened for Truth, another brilliant inventor, electrical engineer, and mind. And that's what my channel is all about, bringing together the world's top minds, the top minds on YouTube, the top fringe breakthrough science discoverers. And a lot of time their discoveries tragically have to involve exposing negatives that some branches of the government and corruption and nefarious actions and technology and potentially classified stuff, but it needs to come to light because humanity needs to do better. We need better, and we need stuff like this right here, making hydrogen fuel, making monoatomic silver, colloidal silver, and the potentials are so much more than that. But there's no funding. Nobody wants to fund it. And now YouTube even demonetizing me. It stings. It stings along with my truck breaking down. It stings along with the unemployment. It stings along with the tapering. It stings along with the being laid off from my 2 part-time jobs. It all stings, and it stings with the passing of the father-in-law, R.I.P. Andre Lepine. And yeah, all right, still got to keep it positive, so we won't end on that note. What else should we cover before we go? Let's look for one more epic video that we can play and show an example of. Here we go. In keeping with the topic of the South Pole and Eric Hecker's disclosure and the work that I have done in bringing this information out. And here is an episode I brought Eric Hecker, myself, and Rex Bear at Leak Project together.
Answers, they're just questions. Secretary of Defense passed away within the last year.
Oh,
nobody has any idea where the front line is.
We'll start around.
That is very well said right now, and especially with the misdirection in the media, and that even the Pope is saying essentially the world has entered a stage of World War III. Yet they don't want you looking at it, and most likely the enemy is one from at home that is, misdirecting and misusing their power, the resources, and trying to incite further conflicts across this realm. I remember my question now. It was, who was your contractor down there? And
that's right.
A two parts, essentially, whereabouts, where were the base you were located, and did you see or hear any unusualness when it came to actual expeditions around the South Pole itself? Like, apparently there's a no-fly zone over the actual.
And I have to say, stop and pause. Shout out to Ashton Forbes. Bless your soul, brother. Sent me $50 American on PayPal. That really helps. I thank you, as well as there was one more for 25. And I really need to do better at publicly thanking everybody who does donate. It is greatly appreciated, needed, helps, continues this work going. Peter Millstam, 25. Thank you, sir. Brings it up to 95, which is almost 100, which helps a lot, as that is 1/6 more of, or less of, my overdue rent, which brings it closer to me being able to just detox, cover my costs and detox before having to get a job, instead of having to get a job before I detox and postponing it. The ultimate goal being to raise enough to cover my overdue storage rent so that I can spend the next month coming off of this fucking Suboxone bullshit and shitting liquid out of my ass and wishing I could rip off my skin for 2 weeks, and then a couple more weeks of recovery, and then go find and apply for a full-time job and get to reclaiming my life. But in order to do that, I still do need to be able to somehow raise another 400 Canadian, which is only 300 American. So hopefully the universe somehow provides. I have faith. Either way, I will still be here and I will still be making content. And I pray that YouTube decides to remonetize all of my amazing, epic, original, educational, and entertaining content and interviews and collaborations and breakthrough technology research and science.
Poll or something like that, and I guess maybe just your opinion on, for instance, Linda Moulton Howe's stories of, like, right at the pole there being these antediluvian pyramids and excavation sites. Did you get any sort of wind or feeling like that, or not? Just something you can't speculate on?
I worked for Raytheon Polar Services, which was a subsidiary of Raytheon. They're now defunct since they no longer have the contract. Now Lockheed Martin has the contract. That was the first part.
All right, pausing again because there was a suggestion for me to take a drink of water, which I definitely should, but I don't recommend anybody else try this at home unless you know what you're doing. You can poison yourself extremely quickly and die, and you do not want to do that. Do not do this at home. I am guinea pigging on myself, but I also have been doing so for many decades, and regular health checks with my doctor, including blood tests, making sure that I am not accumulating extra heavy metals in any way or toxins, and continue to drink my colloidal waters from the purple, silver, plasmid gold ormus that I make. But if it's blue, it will kill you. Diatomic, you will die. It's an oxide. But there, just the clear water. You never ever consume this stuff. But there's legends of ancient demigods and high technology where they did, and it gave them superpowers and super long life. So maybe this is the key. I make it in purple. I also have it in the white, which is okay, which is what you want, not the blue. This will kill you. Also, red state. That's a hydride. It will probably also poison you and kill you. Either way, you don't want to consume any of them, but I do experiments on plants with it. And agricultural alchemy is another series I've created and continue to do and hosts guests on. And we do real science with structured water, colloidal water, monoatomics, and more. And now let's get back to more of Eric Hecker's story. It's one hell of a disclosure.
The rest was peculiar
peculiar stories, or like if it seemed like you weren't allowed or nobody's allowed around the South Pole itself, or if there's any sort of like hidden suppressed archaeology digs or activities and stuff around there from what you've sensed or heard.
Well, we were tasked with blowing up the old pole in my summer season 2010, and they didn't want anybody going in there anymore.
All right, so how about that? How about we end on that? Eric Hecker himself tasked with blowing up the old South Pole hole at the station. Like, okay, they blew it up because they didn't want anyone down there. What the heck was actually down there? And we will try to get more answers on that in a future interview with this good man. But I will also cover more of it in the full feature stream that I do covering the Eric Hecker story and Antarctica. But it might still be a couple weeks away. We'll see. Maybe it'll be sooner than that. Maybe it'll be in a day or two. You never know. But on that note, I'm gonna shut this down. It's 9:30 in the morning. I've been up all night. I need to get my sleep schedule normal, but that's not happening today. But love you all. If you love me, please take the time to write to YouTube to tell them that they should reinstate me and my monetization on at Crypto Alchemist 369. Keep my monetization at my BURNEYE channel and reinstate my original Bernard Conkin channel that was wrongfully taken down because I posted the link to join in my live chat, had some weirdo sicko imitate a regular viewer commenter with the stolen profile picture and name, joined in, exposed themselves for 10 seconds in the middle of a 24-hour stream. It was literally 12 hours into a 24-hour stream. 10 seconds, showed their little tiny weenie, and then I saw and booted them instantly. And for that, 3 years later, I still don't have my original Bernard Conkin channel that had thousands of hours of interviews and real science on it. So, if you're able, please take the time to email YouTube and tell them to reinstate my channel and my monetization on Crypto Alchemist. It would be appreciated. Love you all. Love for Provo, good man. Love for Jeremiah Pop, Exotic Propulsion. Love for Ben, Benefits TV. Love you all. Love every single one of you. Thank you for being here. Please do share. Please do be the change you want to see in this world. And I will be back, hopefully sooner than later. Love you all. Until then.
You crazy mother. Yeah.
It's just Bernie!
Hey, Bernie, just like last week, huh?
Weekend at Bernie's.